talking about a running technique called ChiRunning. ChiRunning. ChiRunning is a running technique that I learned back in 2009 in San Diego. It's a running technique which emphasizes the importance of moving our bodies the right way. Kasi itong running, it's a high impact sport, no? What we call it's a repetitive motion sort of activity where hindi parang yung mga team sports like maybe basketball or football na madami kang ibang ginagawa. May takbo papunta sa harap, may takbo papunta sa tabi, may takbo papunta sa likod. You're dribbling a ball or kicking a ball or jumping. Running is not like that, no? Running is very simple. You do the same thing over and over again, and you try to go from one place to the other place, mostly in a straight line. But because of that, it's also a sport which uses the same muscle groups and same body parts over and over again. In ChiRunning, we believe that there is a proper way to move the body. Kumbaga, sa lahat ng bagay, may tama, saka may mali. Or kung hindi man tama or mali, there's a way to do it and there's a better way to do it. So in ChiRunning, we try to emphasize the best ways to do it. The best ways to, number one, stand, because it all begins with the proper posture. The best way to walk, kasi everyone can walk. Well, you know, almost all of us can walk, but walking in itself, there's a proper way to do it. And then, most importantly, there's a proper way to run also, diba? So, the founder of ChiRunning is an American fellow named Danny Dreyer. You can go to the website and you can read all about ChiRunning, and you can read about Danny's background. But Danny always says, you can't run correctly if you can't walk correctly. You can't walk correctly if you can't stand correctly. Because many times, the reason why there are problems with how we move is because hindi tayo natutong tumayo lang maayos, right? So, in the next 2 hours or so, we will try to go back to the basics. Ayusin natin yung posture, ayusin natin yung how we stand, and then we'll talk about how to apply that eventually in running. Okay? So, maybe 3 things to just remember throughout our time together, kasi ito yung mga things na babalik-balikan din natin. No? Number 1, running is not about strength or power. Okay? Running is about balance. So, napaka-importante. We need to, again, remember, and we'll go back to this over and over again, balance is one of the most important things in running. Right? When we talk about balance, I mean side to side, front to back, and top to bottom balance. As much as possible, you want to have balance in motion. Right? So just remember that. Because kasi madaming tao inisip nila na, you know, to be a good runner, it's all about strength, it's all about speed, it's all about power. If we were running short distances, that would be true. Right? But if you're running for exercise, if you're doing sort of like a regular 3 times a week sort of thing where you try to get out and run and walk, these things require balance in order for you to be most effective at it. Okay? So that's number 1, balance. Number 2, running is all about total body running. In ChiRunning, we believe that it's always a 50-50 proposition, right? Where 50% of the work happens below the waist, so mostly feet and legs, obviously. But the other 50% has to involve your upper body. Because always remember, this arm and this leg, they always work together. Just like this leg and this arm work together. When you don't have proper participation of your arms and your core, the legs will be overworked. Alright? So, wag niyong isipin na running is all about just the legs, because it's not, right? Very, very important also is how your upper body helps the legs in running. Right? And last but not the least, running is about relaxation. Okay, so babalikan ko yung sinabi ko kanina, it's not mostly about power, it's not mostly about strength, but it's mostly about learning how to move in a relaxed way. Diba? So, ayoko lang gigil. Diba? Even if we're trying to go faster, dapat hindi natin dadaanin sa gigil yan. right? Because when you try to force speed, when you try to force distance, kaya mong gawin, pero hindi mo kayang gawin na pangmatagalan. You're not going to be able to sustain it, right? So we need to learn how to find the relaxation point while we're moving. Okay? So, those three things, babalik-balikan natin over and over again. Alright? So, ngayon, we'll talk about a few things, some exercises that we can do for posture, for form, and then ita-try out natin. No? We're gonna start going around the lake. Uh, I just want to be very clear. Sa akin, I don't really care if you run or you walk.